You're listening to Grounded Girl. With me, Jazzy Post. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I don't know.
Just see me laughing.
I think this whole thing's just going to be us laughing and we're not going to get through anything. No, but it's good. It's fine. It's fine. Hey, everyone. You're listening to Grounded Girl and I'm here with Elly Connolly.
Yoo-hoo.
Hello, Elly.
Hello, everyone.
Elly, where are you at? Okay, sorry. Elly, where are you at the moment?
I'm at home in Newcastle.
In Newey?
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, just into Hobart. We got a nice little pad. It's quite sunny at the moment, which is sweet.
Yep, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. And, okay, so what have you done? What do you do?
I own a vintage shop with one of my best friends, just in Belmont. So we opened it up maybe every year ago, and we sell homewares, vintage clothing, some small pieces of furniture.
So what is the vintage store called? What's its name?
Utopian Thrift.
I love it. I've got your little sticker here, actually.
Ooh,
This is the store. So you started that with your friend, you said, Zana?
Yeah, Anna. Well, Anna actually approached me. Yeah, she actually approached me to start the shop. It was all her idea. I just had Bloom at the time, and she was like, "Would you ever want to open a shop with me? Like, I really want a place where we can both bring our babies and we can kind of work when we want and be our own bosses. We both love vintage clothing and everything to do with every era. So I was like, fuck yeah.
Yes, that's amazing.
I was like, and she's just, I've got to preach about her. She's amazing. She used to own a cafe and another little shop in Long Journey, and she just killed it. So I would have been a fool to say no.
Wow.
So that's how it started. Like, she approached me, yeah.
Wow.
Little old me.
That's very cool. And you just had Bloom. So you just a new mum.
Yeah.
And what were you doing for work at the time?
Nothing. I was actually feeling a little bit, I would say lost, just because I wanted something. Like, being a mum is really cool, and everything, but I was feeling like I needed something else to channel my creative vibes, and I just needed something else other than changing diapers and feeding and doing all those things. And so as soon as she said it, something just clicked. I was like, yes, that actually sounds so ideal. Sounds amazing.
Wow.
Hit me up.
And so the way Elly and I know each other is that your husband and my partner, they grew up together basically, right? And then you also know my partner Daniel because you travelled a fair bit with him.
Yeah, we lived in, Daniel and I were like ships passing in the night in London. I was coming home and he was just going over there.
Yeah.
So I missed him, but then we met in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met in Canada and lived over there we were over there for 6 months. So yeah, and that's when I got to know him, and I love him.
Nice. And he tells me that when you were there that you had a dream or you worked in a vintage shop or...
Yeah, so I worked in a little vintage over there. What was it called? It was something, I don't know, my pregnancy brain.
That's fine.
Yeah, it was a thrift shop over there, and I was just in heaven. I was just trying all the clothes all the time and just chatting people's ears off.
Yes.
So I've always loved vintage clothing from a very young age. So
really?
Yeah, totally. I was sewing and making my own clothes at high school and altering Salvos and Biddy's clothes from a really young age. So it's definitely been in my blood and something that I love doing. I guess I needed someone like Anna to come along and be like, let's open a shop.
Yeah, you needed that person to back you and push you out.
Oh, totally. Yeah, definitely.
Wow, I feel like that's a story that a lot of creatives can relate to.
Oh, everyone needs an Anna. Oh, they do. I've learned so much, and it's been the craziest journey owning a shop at the moment. But it's been awesome.
It's an awesome shop. It's
Oh, thank you.
beautiful.
That's right. You can in there. That's so
I love it. Yes.
Yeah.
So did you get this like thriftiness from a parent or a grandparent, or did you just take yourself down to the little salvos and start picking? Like, how did it begin?
I think it began, my dad has always loved secondhand items, not
Right.
necessarily just clothing, just like furniture, homewares.
Was he a trading post kind of guy? Did he do the trading post?
Yeah, he did. But he was, he loved garage sales. Yeah, he was just so into buying woolen jumpers. He always, he's so funny. He always said that wool was going to be really expensive one day.
Yes.
So he started collecting woolen jumpers, and he has like this whole cupboard full of them. So I used to go with him. And then I got really involved in like picking out like cute little outfits. They were always way too big, so then Mum got me a sewing machine and I started sewing.
Wow.
Yeah, and I just remember like going, oh my god, my high school friends would kill me. They would obviously all wear like really nice outfits from like actual shops.
Yes.
And I would come dressed as like R2D2 basically, like this full metallic dress that I'd sewn. It wasn't the best size, so like there were like little holes and everything. And I thought I was killing it. I think, but yeah, I don't care. Like it was awesome. It's cool to like. It's nice to dress different and just not really give a fuck. So
Yes. That's so great. I love that.
Yeah. It was quite funny.
So did your mum teach you to sew then? Is that how that worked?
No.
You just started on the little
side. What if you watch this? You can't say. No. I started getting into sewing through high school. So you know how you do like those D&T classes.
Yes.
I just one day it just clicked. Like I wasn't really into school, and then I think it was in year 9. I just started really getting into fashion, like my own kind of sense of style and whatnot. And then I remember my teacher just was just like, oh, like you're really good at drawing, like you should get a sewing machine and try and start making these creations. And then I did that, but at a very basic level. I wasn't like making blazers.
Yes.
But yeah, and then it just kind of all evolved from there. Like I really loved the idea of wearing something really different and only paying like a couple of dollars.
Yes.
Yeah, because I needed money for Goon and Fashion Pop, all these sewing things. I had money for like clean glasses.
That's amazing. I love it.
So that's kind of how it all started, I guess.
Yeah, right. And did you ever think that you would own a shop?
No. It's just always been a real passion. I never really thought about like selling clothes and like wearing them, like kind of selling myself. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like just so a weird thing to think about. But no, I really never thought about owning a shop for clothing. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's really cool because they say that you should always do what you love and then success will come from that rather than trying to get success and just...
Yeah. Well, it's definitely been an interesting road, like opening a business in the middle of a pandemic.
Yes.
The timing.
Yeah. What's that been like?
It's been really hard, but I don't know anything different because this is my first business. But it definitely has been challenging, and it's hard because it just feels like it's kind of like this uphill battle every day because you're faced with like restrictions. The weather has just been crazy, lockdowns, like all that stuff. Like it's been full on, but I'm so lucky to have a partner. Like people who are doing it by themselves. Oh my! Like I take my hat off to you.
Yeah.
Having a partner there to like lean on, to cry to.
Yes.
To just like be like, this sucks.
Yes.
But then to also lift each other up and be like, all right, what can we do? Like, what's the plan? So yeah, it's been interesting.
Wow, growth for sure.
Oh, totally. I've learned so much. Like, yeah, definitely. Just even a way of like how to handle really stressful situations. Where usually it would be so easy to be like, you know what, like, this isn't for me, I'm quitting, which
Yes.
in this case you can't, because you've got a partner and you've got bills and you've got all these other things. So you've got to kind of just like fucking get in there and just keep going. It's kind of like, shit, what are we going to do next? But like, I think I do speak for the majority of small businesses. Like, everyone is feeling it. So I know I shouldn't say this, but it is comforting to know that we are not alone in our struggle.
Yes.
Like, there are other places that are like, this is the worst time to open a business. Like, I think we're all just surviving. So yeah, it's been a journey, I will say that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I have like nothing to compare your experience to, but I tried to start creative workshops during the pandemic.
I remember
but
saying that.
it just couldn't take off because people can't be together. Like, all the restrictions and then everything, it just kind of was like, oh, well, there's no point. Just kind of have to sit at home and wait it out. But then it's like, when's it home?
I know. And especially with the rise in costs with everything, like everything is going up except like our prices.
Wages.
Like, yeah. Like, it's just, it doesn't match. So we've got to constantly think of new ways to kind of get people's attention. But it's also a really hard time to try and sell things online, because everyone, if they do have spare money, there's so many worthy causes that people are donating to. It's just, it's a really hard time to be like, yo, like, to have like $60 for a blazer.
Yeah.
It's a really good blazer though.
But that's actually so cheap for a blazer too at the same time.
I know, and they're stunning blazers.
Yes. So like, it's so affordable. But I totally understand what you're saying. And that leads me to ask you, because I wanted to talk to you about style. And so, because you said to me when I came down and stayed, and I bought these shoes, I was going to wear them to this wedding, and I just got them from Kmart, and I really didn't like them. And you were like, what shoes are you wearing? And I was like, oh, just these ones. Like, I'm not trying to make a statement. And you were like, you should always make a statement. And it's like stuck in my head. I'm like, yes, really? She's right. Like, I love it because I love fashion. I love style. But there's also this other aspect of me that's quite shy and doesn't want anyone to look at me and doesn't want to draw attention. And so like, I want to learn from you and hear about like your self-expression, how you got there, like what is style to you, and then how do you get that on a budget?
Well, I guess it's hard to define my style when I really base it on my mood for the day. And it's definitely gone through many forms. From when I was, totally. Like, I went through like a crazy retro stage where I would only wear like metallic and like big puffy sleeves and gloves, like
amazing,
like fingerless gloves. I remember, oh god, I went to Portman's because I couldn't buy myself any bloody gloves, and I cut the fingers off and I got them on sale. And my friend was like, she picked me up from the pub and she was like, are you wearing gloves? And I was just like, fucking oath I am.
I love gloves.
I love gloves. But, I guess it's just depending on my mood. I always want to wear something a little bit bright, a little bit just different. Like, I never want to, if I'm wearing like a little, say just like this, I've got a really long skirt on with big tassels on it. You know,
can I see it? Can you give us a look? And give us a look at that beautiful bump too. Oh, that's nice. Yay! Yes! So cute!
I don't know what my pregnant style is at the moment.
But, I love it. You look beautiful.
But like with like cowgirl boots and just like really bright sunnies, it's hard to define because I don't even look at things and be like, oh, do I have anything that will go with that? If I see something that I like, I just get it. Yeah. And everything else will kind of hopefully fall into place. Like, obviously there's boots and there's hats and some outfits.
Yes. But you go off that feeling of like what makes me feel good.
100%. And I definitely went through really boring stage where I just had bloom, I definitely lost my sense of self, and like I didn't think I had any flair anymore. I
What?
think I was like a vanilla bean. I was like, get me those cargo shorts, girl.
Is that just
I
because
never
you've
bought
become a mum? Like, is that
yeah,
why?
yeah,
And
yeah.
okay,
Oh,
okay.
totally. I
Right.
definitely lost like my identity for a little bit. I remember
Yep.
even talking to Anna about it, and I was just like, what am I wearing? I was just like, I don't
Yeah.
feel like myself. Like, I'm not showing any skin. I'm not feeling like zesty. I just feel like, I don't know, like a lonely little dark wombat.
Yeah. I can relate to that feeling. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And to be honest, like I really do think she's the one who pulled me out of that funk. And
Wow.
that's when I started working at when we opened Utopian. I was like, I really got my kind of zest and excitement for fashion again, like
Yes.
that. And my wardrobe just went from, because I sold everything when after I had bloom
Did you?
full, I sold so many nice pieces because I was like, I'm not going to wear that.
Yeah.
And then, so now I've like completely redone my whole wardrobe because I just want to feel like me again. I want to wear like crazy patterns and like furs and trimmings and tassels, and I don't really care. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
but I think a lot of women go through the same thing. Like
Yeah.
they go through a bit of an identity crisis when they have a baby,
Yes.
and it sucks.
What do you think that's about? Like, is that about a societal or expectation or your body changing,
Yeah.
hormones? Like, what?
Oh, all of the
All?
above.
All
All
of
of
it?
the above. So your
Yeah,
body
okay.
is completely changed. You need to be wearing, like if you are breastfeeding, you can't just wear like, oh, I can wear this. Oh, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. I was like, you could easily rip it
Yeah. I think probably starting off going back to, it probably all starts with Instagram, I feel.
out. Okay.
Instagram conditions you in a way that you see the mum Instagrammers and everything, and they're wearing the beautiful, like, button down, little flowy dresses. And for some reason, because I had no other like mum friends to really compare it to, that's what I kind of thought I was transitioning into.
Yes,
Even
yes,
though I've never worn, love the poofy dresses, like no shade on that, but it's
yes.
just not me.
Yeah.
So I really did think that was what you had to do. But as I'm getting older and I don't know, just getting less fucks,
Yeah.
I want to get my body out. I want to get my boobs out because they're bigger now, and like my butt. And now
Yeah.
that I've got my belly out again, like I'm wearing like low cut jeans and little
Wow.
boob tubes, and I'm almost more revealing now.
That's amazing. I love that.
Even with Simon, when I wore that green dress to that recent wedding,
Oh, that was nice.
Simon was he's like, I feel like you are getting more risque with your dressing. He was like laughing. He was like, no, I'm here for it. And it's
Yes.
just hilarious.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Perfect.
I just think it's such a tough, like, uphill battle, but you just got to kind of give less fucks and just
Yep.
accept your body and the age you're at and not really care and just dress how you want to dress. But I know it's hard because I went through it. It's definitely hard.
Wow, that is so cool. And what are your like, what would you say? Okay, say you're on a limited budget, but there's like maybe, what would you say is important to have just to boost your look? Like, is it boots? Is it like, what would you say?
Yeah, like definitely. Well, it depends what season you're talking about, doll.
Yes, you're right. Because it's hot at the
Yeah.
moment.
So, say in autumn, I guess it's all about the boots.
Yeah.
I'm all about the brown leather high boots. I guess like. So, am I talking about when I'm not pregnant or when I am? Because they're two very different. Because nothing really fits me at the moment.
Well, let's talk about you at the moment, because there's like dressing for like pregnancy. That is like,
it's so hard.
because maternity wear traditionally is quite daggy, right?
It is.
And
I think it's come a long way.
it's come a long way. It's come a long way. Like, I remember the place I used to work at, they found a real gap in the market with like nice maternity wear.
Yeah. But
Yes.
then they're always so expensive.
That's right. And then it becomes what you said, which is just like your linen button-down shirt and you're standing at the beach and you got the wind blowing. And
And
it's
you
just
feel
that
like
look.
a whale. Yeah, you feel like a whale.
Yeah.
There's all this material hanging off you, and you're like, I don't even know where my belly is.
Yes.
But
Yes.
once again, it just is personal preference, I think.
True.
I love, now that I've got my belly, I love like wearing little crop tops and
I love that.
and wearing like low-rise skirts or pants. I've actually, all my pants don't fit me, so now I just leave the buttons undone and I just do up the fly. That's the
Nice.
same.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I'm excited for summer. I'm just keen to get like my pregnancy boobs out.
Yes.
Can I
Yes.
say that?
Yes, you can say whatever you want. Definitely get those pregnancy boobs out.
Yeah. It's exciting. Yeah,
Especially while you got them. No,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
while you got them, that's it. Okay, so, I wanted to also ask you about, well, seeing as though we were talking about motherhood, I just want to ask you what was that? What's that like? And what were your biggest? What have I got here? I had a question. It was, what was your biggest reward and compromise?
Okay.
Becoming a mum.
Biggest reward was just the expansion of my love, which I didn't even realize was possible. Like, I didn't know I could love something so fiercely. Like, sorry, Simon, I love you so much. But it's a different love with your kid. It's like, I don't know, it's intoxicating. You just want to eat them.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. And compromise. Oh, there's so many. Let me get the list out. Yeah, I'll have a think about that one. I feel like, compromise. I feel like the previous life you once had does not exist anymore. So I had to compromise basically my previous self and accept who I was becoming, and I need to do that immediately, otherwise you just get really, really down. Like, as in, like, you don't get, this sounds really dark, but like, this is just the reality of it.
Yes, please.
You don't, like, because a lot of my friends, they don't have kids, which is fine. But they're still going out like every weekend, like doing all that stuff that you can easily do without a baby. So the invites definitely do slowly stop coming, but it's not out of like them not wanting you there. It's more like you actually can't go because they're all meeting at 9 o'clock. Like, what are you going to do? Like, bring your baby out straight to you? Like, you probably could, but could you? Would it be fun?
Yeah, would you want to? Would you want that?
Yeah, like, and also, I don't, like, but yeah, it's definitely been a journey with a lot of my friendships. I've had to really just, like, accept that things are different. Like, not everyone, but we still all catch up all the time, but it's taken a long time for me to understand that, like, obviously they're not going to invite me out when they have, like, a rager. Like, especially when Sim's away. Like, I used to take that quite personally, but now I'm just like, of course they're not. Like, where's Bloom gonna go? Like,
in your handbag.
So yeah, I think compromising my previous self for my new self, which I've like totally accepted now, was definitely one of the biggest ones.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for being so honest about that, because I think that's something that a lot of people go through, and it's like this shedding of the stuff you don't need anymore, and then like it's kind of like it's the perfect time to talk about it because it's spring. I feel like it just forces you to have to like bloom in the soil you're in, and you don't always get to choose that soil. So like did you like plan having a baby, like, or was that a surprise? Like
it was a big old surprise.
Right.
Sim and I were in Iceland at the time.
Oh wow.
And we were traveling around in a van, and I've always been pretty wishy-washy with like when I'm ovulating and stuff. But I thought I had an app. I thought I was down with it.
Yeah.
But I had the free version. I didn't pay premium, so maybe that's why. But yeah, basically, like I remember just getting back from our trip and feeling really sick and thought it was just jet lag, and then I didn't even think I was pregnant. So I was like, I didn't even pop into my mind until like 3 weeks later, and I was like, this is so weird. Like I actually feel really ill, and then I did a test and I was pregnant. I didn't tell Simon for 3 days.
Didn't you? You settled it.
Yeah, I couldn't. I was like, I just remember after I did the test, like I just put it in my drawer and I went for a shower and I just stood there underneath the water being like,
oh, you poor bugger.
I'm someone who likes to process things first and like,
okay,
and then share. I'm a sharer too. I'm such a sharer. Read my journal. But I need to deal with it first and then act accordingly.
Well, I mean, and that makes sense because you are the mother and it is happening in your body and it's something you need to figure out where you sit on, right?
Totally. It was a lot to process because no one's even asked me ever to babysit in my life. Like I wasn't, I think I had held 2 babies previous to Bloom. So, and they always cried, which they always do now anyway. But yeah, I definitely, it's no surprise. But yeah, I definitely wasn't, I didn't feel maternal. I didn't feel like I was ready. But I also I was also excited to keep it. And it was never an option for Sim and I to go down that road, which it would be if we had fallen pregnant earlier. But yeah, I just think we were both randomly ready. We were like, let's do this.
Amazing. That's
yeah. We were like, fuck yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was pretty nice. I told him on his birthday, actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
And what was his reaction? How was he?
I took him down to the beach and it was like 6 a.m. and I was just like shaking and I was like, I have something to tell you. And he was like, oh, God. He was like, and I was like, so I'm pregnant. And he goes, oh, that is horrifying. Which it is. So totally. Like I didn't expect him to be like, oh my God, that's amazing. He was like, oh my God. I just kept like looking at my belly and looking at me. And then after about a minute, he just screamed and like we both just like got up and hugged and like, well, I'm pretty sure I was crying. And he was like, have you told anyone else? I was like, no. Who would I tell? But no, then he was like so amped. He was obviously very nervous, but we were kind of both like, yeah, let's do this. Like,
wow, that's very cute. Cute.
It was quite nice.
And you're about to have your second.
Yes.
Do you know what you're having, or are you keeping it a surprise?
It's a surprise. I don't know what I'm having. I think I'm getting boy vibes. So.
Getting boy vibes. What is a boy vibe?
I don't know. I change every day.
Okay. All right. Fair.
Yeah. It changes every day. I'm not sure, but this pregnancy has definitely been a lot different. Bloom, so we'll see. I've only got 10 weeks to go.
Wow. And can I ask you, having had a little girl, like, has that reconnected you to your childhood? And
totally, yeah.
Yes.
Totally.
How so? Is she like you? Like, do you see yourself?
Yeah.
What do you see?
Even the way she sits and plays with her dolls, she sits with like a little frog, her legs out, just in front of like a little dollhouse, just like playing creative play. She loves dressing up, like we've got a little dress up section, and she loves putting on like little fairy dresses, loves her dollies. This was all me, I loved all those things. I was very girly.
Fun.
But yeah, she's definitely got sides of Simon too, like very fiery and hilarious and just very dramatic, which I think is probably more me. But yeah, it's definitely reconnected me to my inner child for sure. Like we were at the park, even yesterday, and we were both on the swings next to each other, and I was pushing her at the same time, and I was genuinely having fun. I was like, and like every time we go to the park, we just get on the different side of me that I forgot I had, and I absolutely love it.
Oh, that's
I know,
beautiful.
that sounds really cute.
I love that. I love the image of you two on the swing together.
Oh, we were on it for like half an hour, and the other kids there, and I was like,
That's I have fond memories on the swing with my mum.
yeah.
So it's really cute. Like it makes me feel warm hearing you say that.
Oh, 100%. I've got little baby tears in my eyes.
Yeah.
I'm so alone.
Oh, you would be too.
Yeah.
True.
Cry at the drop of a hat at the moment.
Do ya? You crying at like ads on TV?
Yeah, I cried last night in a movie, but it was actually sad. But,
What movie?
What's it called? No Limit at the end. I'm not going to reveal too much without you, so. But yeah, I cry. I can't watch anything with little kids in it who get hurt or even sad. I just kind of like turn it off. It's too much. Like,
wow.
And I used to be like, I have never cried in a movie. I think I have really cried in The Bridge to Terabithia.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like emotions of steel, and now I'm like, yeah.
Oh, and do you believe in like anything? Are you a spiritual person? Because I've heard that when you're pregnant is when the veil is thinnest between the spiritual world and the physical world.
Yeah, like besides thinking that there is a ghost in our house, which I do think, 100%. And I did say it to my friend the other day, because she goes, "Oh, what was that?" And I was like, "Did you just see something?" And she was like, "Elly, like it was a shadow." And I was like,
Yes.
But it just depends what level of spirituality you're talking about. Like, I definitely believe there are ghosts and like spirits. And, like, I do actually think there's one in this house. Like, sometimes Bloom will be talking to me, and then she'll look over my shoulder and wave, and there's no one there, and I'm just like,
who are you talking to, doll?
Are you waving at your dolls? And there's like no dolls. The dolls are like to the east, and she's waving to the north. Yeah. So that's happened way too many times for it to be a coincidence. But I don't feel threatened at all. Like, I think, look, listen to me. People are going to think I'm crazy.
No way. I think this stuff. Oh yeah. Oh my God. When I stayed at your house, by the way. So can I say like who lives with you? Okay.
Yeah.
So Kim Churchill, the musician, lives with Elly and Simone and their beautiful baby. Yeah. And I got to stay in his room, and I just like, I'm really woo-woo. Like, I kept just imagining, because he's such like a poet and such a musician, that this creativity spirit was going to come down through the like ceiling or something. So I'm crazy. So you can say anything.
I'm so glad you said that. No, honestly, it's weird when you get that overwhelming feeling of something. But do you, like, I have been in that a few times, and it's always in someone's way, and I have felt a pressure on my shoulder. But I've never felt scared. Like, I was just like, oh, there's something in bed with me.
Yeah.
I get scared. But it's weird. Ever since Bloom, like if Bloom wasn't in the house, and if I wasn't pregnant, I honestly would have called the police. I would have been like, oh my God.
Wow. It was that like visceral, like it was that real.
100%. But ever since Bloom has been born, I just feel like I'm not scared anymore. If there is a noise or if something's happened, I have to get up and deal with it because I need to protect her. So it's a weird kind of like, I'm not scared anymore. It's more like,
yeah, you can't be the scared one anymore.
No.
Wow.
I've got to be on.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a weird thing because I used to be a scaredy cat, and now I can't be because as if I can be scared in front of my daughter. Like,
so then, can I ask you then, so I guess going into business would have been really scary. Do you think you would have done that if you didn't have Bloom? Like, did she give you that confidence, or was it all a build-up, do you think?
I think it was a build-up for sure. I think Bloom's definitely given me a new found confidence in myself and wanting to do something for myself as well, because I've always always done like I've had really like nice jobs and like I've enjoyed myself, but I've never really found something that I was super, super, super passionate about and that could really blossom into something else, I guess. Like, obviously, like I love cooking. That's something that I'll always have a passion for. But, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, definitely having Bloom took me to a new level in myself. Yeah, for sure.
Very cool. So you mentioned the food, because that's also like, you were going to open a restaurant at one point? Is that?
Yeah, well, Sim and I were talking about opening a cafe,
That's right.
or like a little grocer / deli, which like is still so far down the track. Like maybe might happen one day when we're older, but at the moment, like got enough on our plate. But yeah, it's definitely. I'm obsessed with food. I love cooking. I love serving people, but I don't necessarily know if that should develop into something else, because maybe I would lose the passion for it, because I love cooking at home. We've got a pizza oven, like I love like having people over and making like a huge meal. That's something that I really adore, so I never want to lose that.
Yes. Maybe that's more of like your maternal nurturing sort of like.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, food's definitely another passion, but I don't know where that will go.
I like to hear, and I ask because I think it's interesting to hear like how people's paths and decisions and I guess opportunities come up. It's not like you sort these things out specifically.
No, not at all.
Things in your head that you like to do and you just spent your time doing them, and it's kind of like being ready, I guess, would you say, for the opportunity to come? Or?
Yeah, definitely. Like I was not thinking that this opportunity would fall into my lap. Like I was very surprised and then it just kind of all fell into place. How it happened, how we found the place, the name, the kind of aesthetic of it all. It just happened so organically that it felt so right. But yeah, I guess now is my time to own a business.
I know. And okay, I have to ask you. So I get like this with the podcast, right? Like there'll be literally just before you came on, I was still thinking she might just bail, and then that'll be all right. But not because of you, because of me. Because I'm looking still for. Even though I love this, I've set this up. I want this. Yeah. There's still this like little chicken shit part of me that's like, maybe I can just bail and get out the back door and no one will notice.
Because it's the easiest thing to do.
Yes. Do you get that? Have you got that before?
Yeah. 100%. A lot of the things I've started in my life leading up to Utopian, I haven't finished. So I've done like a few uni degrees, didn't finish. A few TAFE courses, didn't finish. For a multitude of reasons, not just because I dropped out because I was bored, because maybe I wanted to go overseas, or maybe that was actually basically it. I always went overseas.
Yes.
But I'm so glad I did, because it's like it was building me up to prepare myself to own a business right now. So I've definitely been chicken shit. I was even chicken shit the other day about Utopian. I was just like, man, this is really hard. It's like, I feel like it's a really hard time to own a business. Like I wonder if we're flogging a dead horse sometimes. But then you just have rough weeks, and you've got to be honest to yourself about it, and then you've just got to get on with it. You can't just like sit in the dark hole and be like, this sucks, even though it'd be so easy to.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely, man. I go through those stages all the time, definitely.
Yeah. And when you said that you went overseas and no regrets there, so like, where did you go? Like, what happened? Did your style grow from travel as well?
Oh, yeah, it evolved. I moved over to London with my best friend at the time when I think we were 20.
Yeah.
And I just remember being like, this is the best thing ever. My mum and dad were like crying and sobbing at the airport. I barely even hugged them. I was like, see ya. And my younger brother, I was a bit of a unit. My younger brother hugged my best friend and was like, please keep Elly alive. Like I was some kind of stray cat, but like it was legit.
How good.
And as soon as we got over there, it just was just like a whole new world of fashion and self-expression, and like I realized how little everyone cared about other people. As in, you can just do whatever you want. You can wear whatever you want. You can just be yourself, and that can keep evolving. You don't have to stick to one look. You can just
Yeah.
you can. That's when I think I really truly learned to just dress how I wanted to, like
Yes.
a mixed patterns, like mixed styles. Like it was just a whole new world over there. It's just amazing. Yeah.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah, it was a wild time.
And Elle, how do you tell the difference between trash and treasure? When you're out and you're looking through the
Yeah.
salvos, like what is it about an object or an item of clothing or
If I'm going to be 100% honest, when I first am drawn to a colour or a pattern, but then I straight away check the tag.
yes.
I'm a tag girl, so as in like I'm not after like Prada or Gucci. I want old school tags. That's when you know that you've got like a vintage piece in your hands, and then I start checking out the item because there's just too many rip-offs these days of
Yes.
I don't know, I'm not going to name and shame, but especially,
I love it.
but yeah, I just head straight for the tag, and even if the tag's being chopped off, I just look for the quality of even of the lines of like the sewing and the seams and like the fabric and how thick it is, and if it's got lining and stuff like that.
Yes.
But
Yes.
sometimes you just want to buy something cheap and trashy, and that's fine. But yeah, I definitely look at the tags.
No, that's a great tip. That's a great tip.
Yeah.
My mum always taught me to look for made in England underneath anything
Oh,
like
yeah.
like any China or anything. So I'm always like, oh, it's England, and so
Yeah, England especially. I love obviously the made in Australia tags. The old
Yes.
Susan Grey with the eyes. Oh,
Yes.
bless her cotton socks.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely Australian tags are the coolest ones to find because the old ones have like, especially all the tropical brands have like beautiful little like Great Barrier Reef prints on their tags.
Wow.
It's really cool. Like,
That's very cool.
yeah, especially like the party shirts and whatnot. They just have the funkiest tags. I think
Yeah.
tags now are just fuck me, man. What are they doing?
Yeah. Would you ever design your own clothes and like release a line of clothes?
Like if there's such a cop out, but back in the day, yes, but now there's so much work that would go into it.
Yeah.
I just don't have the time, or would I want to release anything that is anything less than perfect.
So maybe one day when the season's right.
Maybe, yeah. It's I think you've got to have quite a bit of money. You've got to have
Yes.
time. You've got to be dedicated,
Yes.
and you've got to be willing to either get it made in Australia, which is so expensive, or get it made overseas. So, not at this stage. Definitely, it would be a pipe dream, yes. But yeah, I feel like life's hectic enough at the moment.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Very cool. And what else have I got?
What else do you want to ask me?
I've asked you that question. I've asked you, what's your happy place look like?
Oh, so a place I go in my mind or a place that I go physically?
Could be either or, both,
Yeah.
whatever you think of.
Definitely the beach. Swimming in the ocean, diving under a wave, and then just floating out the back
Yes.
for ages and just looking out at the horizon. Oh, this sounds really like with candlelight dinner.
It's funny you say that though, because I went to the beach today with Daniel. We went for a bike ride and then we went for a swim, and I was thinking, I want to ask Elly because I know you live by the ocean too, and I wanted to ask you about the ocean and what that does for you. And so I forgot until you brought it up. So thank you.
No, you're right. It's definitely a calming place. It's somewhere that I've always visited since I was like a baby. We grew up coastal, so yeah, it's definitely, we live near a really beautiful beach. So I feel really lucky. I'm so keen that Bloom lives near the beach too.
That's cool.
Even though taking a toddler to the beach is no walk in the park.
Yeah, what's that like?
It's fucking wild.
Why?
If you think you're taking a book to the beach, even let it out to lie down on, girl, that's cute.
It's not happening.
Bloom is like running towards like the 4-foot shore dumpers. And you've just got to kind of, it's a blue day down the beach, but it's so fun. She is getting into like digging holes and making sandcastles now.
Cute.
But yeah, it's full on. She doesn't want to lay in the shade.
It's so good though that she is going to grow up being used to the water and appreciating the water and having that place to go and like just be.
Just find a peaceful place and just to be able to switch off for a bit, for sure. I think that's so important, especially with the world today, to have like a very happy, calming place. Yeah. What's yours? Do you have one? Am I allowed to ask you questions?
No questions. Yeah, of course. Where's my happy place? I'd say when I'm on the couch drawing.
Yeah.
And I'm smoking weed and I got my cats with me. Or it's at the beach and I'm going under a wave. That's like the best feeling. I don't know what it is, but it kind of I want to say something really lame, but it feels like the womb. Like it feels like that.
Totally. Yeah. No, I totally get that.
You're kind of like go.
Yeah, I feel like it's the force of diving under the wave too. Like it's like the force of it going past you, and you're kind of like, I don't know, going through it. To me, when I come up, I'm just like, like I literally let out a sigh. Like, I hope I don't moan. That's fucking good. But that's what it feels like. It's like euphoric. Like,
yes.
Awesome. Yeah.
It really is. It really is.
It's so embarrassing.
No, it's not. Not at all. I love it. Okay. And so I also want to ask, what are 3 things that you're grateful for?
My family, for sure. So that obviously is Simon, Bloom, my immediate family. 2, for living in Australia. I'm very grateful for that, especially in the recent years. I'm truly grateful for that. And I'm grateful for my friends, my community. Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
I feel like if you've got a strong community of chicks and dudes, but mine's chicks, I know there's some dudes in there actually. It's just so important, especially being a new mum. Like you just need people to lean on. You need people to be able to ring up and be like, "Can you come over? I'm at my wit's end." So yeah, the importance of friends is just. I feel so grateful for them for sure.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Are they lame answers?
Are they what? What did you say?
Are they lame answers? I feel like
no.
They're just truthful.
They're honest and they're real, and it's true. And I think it's important for that being highlighted, which is like when you're a new mum or when you're doing anything you need a good support network.
Oh, you really do. Like I just can't. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to make it through some hard weeks without. Obviously, like my family, but my friends, like I'm always like, if I'm having a bad day with Bloom, say she's just a terror to be around. I'll message my friends and just be like, hey, I'm having a really shit day. Like, can I come over? Or like, can you come here? Or can you meet me down the beach?
Yes.
Which has taken a lot for me to realise because I think at the start I was more like, no, I can do this myself. But the more I realised it's so much easier to reach out, the better my life became. And like you just can admit when things are tough. It's so easy. It's hard to do it first, but then it becomes like you're like, oh, this is really hard. Like it just takes practice to admit that you're struggling.
Yeah. And how do you stay connected with like your community? Are they your like people you live near? Is it social media? Like
Like, yeah, just calling them. Even
Calling
Instagram.
them.
Yeah, Instagram for sure.
Yeah.
Just send, even like, it sounds so lame, but even sending like if you get a funny meme off a friend and like you're having a shit day, it's just so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually I just call or text.
Yeah.
If I don't know, if I just need to see my mates.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've been amazing. I feel really lucky. And some even don't even live in New South Wales. It's just a phone call. Like one of my best friends, Kirby, lives in Pottsville. And we don't even get to see each other that often, but as soon as we have a conversation on the phone, it's just like, I don't know, it makes you laugh. Just because we can just like, I don't know, like just
connect.
Yeah, just
yeah, she knows you without anything else.
Yeah. You can just be, you're so raw with your true friends. Like you really just expose everything.
Yes.
I really sound like a liability.
No, you don't.
Expect a call soon, Jazz.
That's so good. I love it. You can call me anytime.
Thanks, doll.
And when I become a mum, I will be calling you because I'm just like soaking up all the wisdom I can now because I can already see I'm already like a helicopter parent to my cats. Like, oh my God. Like,
but you think you're going to be like that, but then you will be completely different to what you think you're going to be like. So,
yeah, really?
Yeah, totally. Like you have this idea of what kind of parent you're going to be, and then you're put in the position of being a parent, and that all goes out the door. You just you just do what comes naturally to you. So I don't think
I like that.
I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be beautiful.
I think that ties in really nicely too of where you started, which was redoing your wardrobe. Now it's kind of like you've got to just be the mum that you are, dress as the person you are, do your own thing.
Totally. Not compare like the stages of where my baby's up to compared to another baby, which is huge in the mum world.
Yeah.
Like you meet mums and they're like, how many words does your kid say?
Oh, yes. And the stages and all the leaps and all of the like.
Do you have the app? So no, I do not have the app.
Yes.
Leaps. Yeah. It's not even inverted commas, there are leaps. But I'm in the leap now, like I'm aware.
Yes.
she ain't sleeping.
Yes.
But yeah, I think some women, that really does help with their anxiety, knowing that there is maybe a leap coming up or whatever.
Sure.
But I just like to take it a day at a time. Like every day is different. No app's going to tell me how my kid's going to act. Like, and also taking like parental advice from professionals online is something that I was doing, and now I've just put that in the bin because, like, not every kid's, as one of my friends said, they aren't little lambs, they're roosters. You can't just expect them to follow you as their shepherd. Like you've got to chase after them.
Yeah. And you gotta hit them. That was priceless. I love it.
You just gotta do what you think, and you know your child best. So you just gotta get in there and just handle the situation.
Just do it. You just gotta get in there and do it.
100%. Like we were doing gentle parenting for a little bit, like explaining to Blue why she shouldn't smash a glass on the floor, and Blue was like, "Gotcha."
These idiot parents are gonna let me get away with everything.
And we were like, "Darling, that's not very nice." But now we're like, and she stopped doing it. Like it just depends on your kid. Like it just depends on the child. Wow, really went down a rabbit hole.
I love it though. It's good to hear. That's your experience, and that's
totally. And I'm sure
that's priceless.
That stuff works for other people, but not for us, not for this child.
It's good to hear. It's good to hear. Like, and that sounds like every other parent who has kids that I know. You know. Yeah. It always starts out with the really like most tiptoeing approach until it's like this kid's just not listening. And
she was laughing at us. So I was like, see, there's two of us. There's one of her, and she's like this big. I'm like, we are losing. So yeah, it's definitely been a learning experience with Blue. I think Sim and I, we make such a good team. Like at night we'll just crack up. Like, we'll be like, she said this, and then I did this, and we're both just like, we think it's so funny. But then we also be like, okay, how can we fix that situation? How can we approach that differently? So he's the best. He's the best dad. Because he's a wild bit of gear, and it's just so good to have. Like, he's still wild, he's still funny. Like, he's definitely still silent. So
yes,
he's just a dad now. So it's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah, he's doing a good job.
So are you.
Oh my god, you're gonna have so much laughter.
I love it. I hope it makes the listener laugh too.
Yeah, I know. I hope they're not like, Jesus.
Yeah, there's bloody cackles.
Bloody Sheilas.
Thank you so much, Elly, for coming on the podcast. I really look up to you. I admire your hustle that you are doing. Like, you're pregnant, you've got a kid, and you've got a business, and you're happy in your marriage, and it's awesome. And you're still dreaming, and you're still wearing funky clothes, and you're still moving and shaking. It's awesome. So I really appreciate you coming on.
Oh, thanks for having me. And you're obviously killing it too. Like, you have your own podcast, Jazz. So honestly,
you just need to get a little mic and it's really easy.
There's nothing easy about it. You just listen to me.
I love that. Wait, quickly, before we do go, is there anything coming up for you, or anything, like, where can people find your thrift store?
So the thrift store is in Belmont, New South Wales, along the Pacific Highway. But we have a website, and we also have an Instagram. So you can definitely, and a lot of our stuff is on the website, so you can buy a lot from there.
So it's just utopianthrift.com.au?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But maybe we could add a tag in the post or something.
Yes.
Listen to me.
And I'll add a little bit box here.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Yay.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Elly. Thank you, listener, for listening. Mwah. Love you all. Love you, Elle.
Bye.
Bye.